I'm about to graduate from the University of Kansas, and you know what I love more than my not former, but soon to be alma mater? Guys who are alumni. And you know who's an alumni that I have loved for so long? Even before knew I was going to Kansas, before that, back when I played 2K all the time, I always made Jacque Vaughn my head coach because he was the interim coach for my Orlando Magic. And I always liked this guy. And he had been with the Spurs, he had done a bunch of stuff. And Jacque Vaughn was a guy that I knew he played for Kansas, I think under Roy Williams it was, after Larry Brown. And Jacque Vaughn is a guy who should be coach of the year for the Brooklyn Nets. Even if he doesn't win it, Jacque Vaughn was amazing. We started this year, 2-5 with Steve Nash. Then they fired him. The suspension of Kyrie Irving. Jacque Vaughn has led this team to 12 straight wins, more than any other team this season. And since taking over as head coach for this ball club since November 1st, the Nets are league best 23-7. That marks the 30-game best start for a coach in franchise history. During that span, Brooklyn has made extraordinary strides on both sides of the ball, ranking first in offensive effective field goal percentage and defensive effective field goal percentage, according to Cleaning the Glass. Shout out Mike Scotto for this information. And Jacque Vaughn literally has said why this is working, because we heard James Harden say a few weeks ago the reason why the Brooklyn Nets, he hated it and he wanted to get out, that there was no structure. And there was a fractured relationship between Irving, Durant, and the front office. Vaughn came in, gave a solid voice, a calm voice, a guy who was a former NBA player, former first-round pick, guy who's played every role from 15th guy on the bench to starter. He knows everybody. And Vaughn said this: I'm going to simplify everything. He simplified the offense. He improved communication with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and every single player on the Nets roster. In years past, Vaughn worked with Irving before games as the assistant coach. And the Brooklyn Nets, as a team, as a players, are responding incredibly well to Jacque Vaughn. And since moving into the head coaching role, he's made it a point to call early timeouts at the start of a quarter if his team loses the focus defensively or defers offensive play calls, which Kevin Durant has publicly supported. Quote, I love when he does that. Keeps us on point. I appreciate that as a player, said Durant. Ben Simmons hasn't made a free throw during Brooklyn's 12-game winning streak. Oddly, the Nets are 1-6 when Simmons make a free throw and are 17-3 when he doesn't. So I think it's very interesting because, I like it. And I have always been a big fan of Jacque Vaughn, and I knew he was going to be a good coach because he's holding this team accountable. You got Kyrie and Kevin Durant combining on a nightly basis to 60 points, basically, okay? The Nets as a whole, this team is ridiculous, and it's so much fun to watch. I'm really hoping I didn't get any of that on my new sweater. I missed my mouth. Did you guys see that? That's embarrassing. There's teams right now, third best offense, eighth best defense, and I talk about this all the time. Teams that make the NBA Finals are typically top 10 in offense or defense, and then top 15 in defense or offense. So if you have a top 10 offense, you typically have a top 15 defense. And really, they're 13th in 3 points made and second in 3-point percentage, but they're actually 26 in the attempts they shoot. So they're just so good at making threes. And they have 4 guys right now. So Kyrie and Kevin Durant basically combined for 60 points a night. Then you get from TJ Warren and Nick Claxton and Royce O'Neal, 30 points basically with them 3. Then you get Seth Curry, Joe Harris, and Yuan Nabe, who those 3 guys right there give you 27, okay? And then you have Ben Simmons and Edmund Summer, who give you like 8 a night. So this team is just ridiculously deep, and it's fun to watch. And Jacque Vaughn is obviously the catalyst that has got this engine running. And it's fun to watch, and it's a great team. So, and it's just the talent here is just apparent. And for me, I think that's what makes this team good, and why I really think at this point it's either going to be the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks or the Brooklyn Nets versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. And what are your guys' thoughts? Am I wrong for thinking this? It's just so much fun to watch for me, and it just shows, the skill of this team. And I don't know. Okay, so I'm Peace out, A-time. But well, I think that's basically it, guys. Hope you guys do have a great day. Peace out, A-town, and I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, I think it's funny, and I'm a peace out. Bye.